Hey guys, and thank you so much for being here for my American Horror Story weekly live chat. I already see people in the room. That makes me really happy. So if you are here, you can go ahead and say hello too so I can give you a shout out. But hello to E. Callie, Julian, Philip, LeBron, Sabrina, Mia Peaches, Dominic, thank you so much for being here. But if you haven't had a chance to watch my video that I uploaded last night, please check that out when we're done. I went ahead and gave you guys all of my thoughts about last night's episode. And hi Brittany, hi T-Hulk, hi Makara, hi Mark, hi William and Tanya and Kia and Deja. But anyhow, I am just really loving this season. It is making me incredibly happy because not only does it have the mystery and the horror that I love from shows, it also has so much great comedy, which is just an added surprise in this type of show. And what I talked about in my video where I just kind of described all my thoughts about last night's episode was that pretty much everything we've been talking about from the comments on my videos, from my videos to these live chats was pretty much laid out as the truth, and everything that most of us have predicted was confirmed in last night's episode. And with that being said, it was very easy to figure out all of that stuff. So I wonder what is next for this show. This was only the 4th episode, so I really find it incredibly hard to believe, and I refuse to believe that they're going to reveal everything now and kind of go downhill from here, because there just has to be more, and I still believe there will be some kind of twist, but pretty much everything that we had talked about and theorized about was true. Okay, so I'm going to go to your comments now. So what were your thoughts about last night's episode? Do you think there's going to be more to this? If so, what is the twist going to be? Or do you think it's going to be really straightforward? B. Gannon says, once Emma started being rude, you knew she was going to be dead. I definitely didn't think she would be on this season for very long, but I didn't know it would just be for one episode. But I personally found her murder hilarious. I think it was supposed to be funny. Some people actually were kind of sad by it, but we don't even know her. We didn't even know her, and we know she was like an awful person in the show. So I loved it. Yes, it was super gruesome. This show is super gruesome. I mean, they were decapitating a guy in the bathtub, and that was funny, even though in real life it wouldn't be, you know. Tobin says Ryan Murphy is a very clever person. There's more to come. I absolutely agree. He's not only super smart, but I love the fact that he has a sense of humor, because some people who put together horror and mystery shows never include any humor, and I like how he has both of those things going for him. As Kenny was saying here, you were more concerned for the puppy than for Emma. I was too. I really love animals, and I hated the way that she was treating the dog and acting like it was just disgusting and everything. And as you see, the dog didn't die. So the dog was just fine. I think he like licked the camera at the end, which is just so funny. So I'm going to need a ton of your comments. Thank you so much. If I don't get to yours, you can feel free to keep commenting it until I have a chance to see it and respond. T-Hulk says you still think Ozzy is secretly up to something. I've been getting so many comments about Ozzy. A lot of people think he's like evil, or he's connected to a previous season, or he's connected to Twisty, like somehow related. I definitely think he could either be sort of evil, or they're like Winter and others want to make him evil. But it's interesting because the big piece of this puzzle that we don't have yet is, what is the deal with Allie? Why is she the only person not involved in all of this? Why are they targeting her? Why is she the only person who seems to be kind of a good person, not doing any crimes, things like that, except for killing that one guy, but of course that was an accident. Fort Walton Beach Girl says, your Great Dane didn't like that part either about the puppy, right? Yeah, I thought that was very rude to that dog. Deja says she feels like Kai is trying to recruit Allie, but she's not like the others. She's not easily persuaded, so maybe that's why she's being targeted. And that's not a bad idea. You could definitely tell from last week's episode he was trying to become friends with her and act like he was protecting her from those mob of people, the mob of people who were calling her racist. And I think she didn't really know how to take it, but definitely he's got some bad tactics, because when he first came to her house and was like beating on the door, if he's really trying to win her over, that's not a good way. And especially the first time he met her, where he poured a latte on her. And I think we all know by now that Ivy definitely has probably met with Kai before, even though it didn't happen in this episode, because he came to the house to witness Gary cutting off his arm like right after those girls had been there. So I definitely think she has some sort of relationship I mean, you know, not like hooking up, but she's definitely met up with Kai. There's something going on there. Jordan says the whole thing to get Allie to join the cult is to get her to crack. Yeah, I definitely think so, because I don't think Kai is seriously wanting to recruit her, but I think that he wants her to think she can trust him, but I think it's a little bit too late because, like I said, he's done so many crazy things around her or to her that it's like, okay, why am I going to trust this guy? Now, I've been getting a lot of comments like the one Gokai is mentioning here that since it seems so many people are evil right off the bat and they're coming out with, hey, these people are evil, Gokai is saying maybe Allie is the cult leader, and I've had a lot of people ask me if I thought she might be super evil or something like that, or maybe she was a cult leader in the past but she's forgotten about it, or she's pretending like she doesn't remember that. Hi Cohen from Belgium, thank you for being here. So I mean, I think that would be a really, really great twist, but at this point I can't get her wrapped around my mind in order to give you a theory on that. Like, how can I support the theory that she's actually the evil one? I don't know. I don't think they've given us enough yet to have like a really great theory based on that. But if you think you've seen stuff leading you to believe that, beside the fact that it would just be like a really good twist, let me know. Vermil says you feel like Allie will be the one to get them out of the cult in some way and turn against Kai. Yeah, I mean, I think definitely that could happen. I just think that all of this stuff is just so predictable. It's been a very predictable season. And when I say that, and I think some people take that from me and think I don't like this season, and that's not true. I've actually very much enjoyed all 4 episodes, like a lot. Like, I think, you know, compared to Roanoke, I think they are much better actually. Even though I'm probably one of the few people who enjoyed Roanoke, I think that some of those episodes were kind of boring, let's be real, and these episodes are really good. And I also wanted to say that we've all kind of been talking about the psychiatrist being involved, and that was one thing that was not revealed last night, but I definitely think he is, and could be the ringleader. I mean, just because we see Kai doing all of the work on the ground doesn't mean he doesn't report to someone else who's like, you know, in a better position in life. Like, obviously this guy has money and everything, and he may be like the, you know, Kai is like the face of the organization, cult organization, but there's someone behind the scenes like putting up the money and whatever else they might need. Laurent says the detective is involved. Yes, I definitely think so. That's what we've talked about before, and that was not revealed last night, but sure, for sure. Callie says, you agree with me? It's more scary, but a lot of the things were predictable. So many characters are suspicious. I mean, basically what they've told us is that everyone is either confirmed to be somehow evil or involved with this cult, or super, super, super shady, like the psychiatrist and the detective, and it's like only a matter of time before we find out they're involved. So pretty much everyone's a piece of crap in this season, except for Allie, I guess, and except for her son so far, because we don't really... I mean, it's hard to make a kid a piece of crap, but they could. And we could definitely see them going there. And then Allie seems like everyone's just picking on her, etc. Jordan says we will see most past episodes and more will make sense. Yes, and I agree. And I don't think that we need to know in episode 4 how everything is going to play out. And I think some people think that I want to know that. No, that's crazy. But what I'm saying is right now in episode 4, we've pretty much been told everything, okay? And that is not typical of this show. So because of that, I think more is coming and more will be revealed. Should we have it all figured out by episode 4? No, that would be so boring. I know we have several episodes left. I mean, who wants to keep watching if we know everything or if we figured it all out, which we pretty much have so far. So I definitely think more stuff will happen. Gokai is talking about Bev, who is played by Adina Porter, the reporter, who I loved. She wasn't that bad of a person. You know, she freaked out because the people would not quit harassing her on live television. And definitely Kai is messing with people, exploiting their anger and turning them into violent killers, just like he did. Why can't I think of Meadows' husband's name? But, you know, he was working at the gym. He was having an issue with this bully boss, and he kind of kept pushing his buttons until he killed the guy, you know? So is it that these people are just evil to the core to begin with? I don't think so, but I think that's kind of along with the theme of the show. You can get brainwashed enough if you have enough anger in you or enough stuff just pissing you off that you could possibly be pushed by the wrong person to do very heinous things. I mean, again, I'm trying to think, I just had a thought about this. Like, have we seen We haven't seen, I don't think, Kai actually commit any crimes. I could be wrong. But again, he said he was with the clowns that killed Emma, but we don't know which clown he was. And I'm not sure if all of them were stabbing her. I can't remember. But we don't even know if he was actually part of it. He probably was. But he had Gary cut off his own arm. He had, what is his name? Meadows' husband, why can't I think of his name? Kill the gym guy. I mean, he seems to be having everyone else do the bad stuff, and which will make it very easy for him if he wants to in the future just be like, these people are insane. I don't know why they're doing this stuff. I'm not involved with them, you know? But remind me if he did something that I've forgotten. We still don't know who killed the guy in the restaurant. I think people assume, Harrison, thank you. I think people assume that it was Kai, and it probably definitely was not. Someone, and if you're in the room, let me know because I just can't remember, but someone commented on my channel a couple of days ago asking if I thought maybe Allie was the one who killed the restaurant guy. And I think that would be a really, really great twist. I'm not really sure. You know, I definitely know why. She could definitely have done it because she was mad because he was extremely racist and rude to the guy she ended up killing. Taean says Kai is kind of like Jigsaw from Saw. He convinces other people to kill or torture themselves. Now, I think that is such a great example of someone he is like. Comparison. I totally agree. If you've seen the Saw movies, which hopefully you have, I'm a big fan of those. Yeah, I mean, Jigsaw, I can't remember his whole background, but it was somebody who was like, you know, he'd had a hard life and whatever, and he wanted to pay people back, but he wasn't the one doing it, but he was giving people like the resources or, you know, to do it. So he wasn't actually like the criminal, but he was, you know. Jonathan says, you think their end goal is to recruit Allie? Julian says, watch him blame Allie for everything. Yeah, I mean, definitely Allie could go down for all of these crimes. That would just be terrible. Alexa's asking me if I have any phobia. Probably not to the extent that the people on this show have. I used to have a tremendous fear of flying, which I forced myself to get over because I love traveling, but I used to really flip out, like just getting on a plane, I would start sweating and just freaking out, and turbulence would just make me go crazy. But no, I don't have really, thankfully, at least currently, anything like debilitating, like Allie has. Short Russ says he had cancer and wanted people to live life to the fullest. Okay, that's what it was. Jigsaw. That's what it was. And, I won't say anymore because I'll spoil it for people who haven't seen those movies. Taean says, do I think Kai will kill one of his own next week for the show to seem like a hero? You got that vibe from the trailer. It definitely looked really crazy next week, so possibly. I really liked the way that this episode flowed this week and the way it was put together and the way it was pretty much, I think, all in the past. Not all in the past, a lot in the past. And I thought that they just did a great job writing this episode. Everything was just like seamless and just really, really good. Callie says Gary, the cashier who lacks a hand, is the Dr. Lawrence Gordon. Oh yeah, okay. Except I think he wasn't as terrible as Gary. Gary is just like, oh my God. Sawyer is asking if there's a twist. What do I want it to be? I want it to be something that would just shock all of us. I would absolutely love it if it was something that I haven't predicted, that you guys haven't predicted. I would love it. Skin Without It says, cut off your hand so that you could vote. That is, I think, such a great statement that they made, that Ryan was making. Basically, it was like, did he really need to cut off his arm? No, he wouldn't have died. He hadn't been there that long. He could have survived, or maybe someone would have found him or whatever. But he cut off his arm because he was obsessed with getting to the polls to vote. Like, he wanted to cast his vote for Donald Trump, and he had like an hour left, and he was like, well, I got to do it, which was just like, I think, they're making a point, like, people, obviously he's not in his right mind. Like, you would not be like, at least I would not be like, I got to cut off my arm, I got to vote for my candidate. That was just insane. And Gokai says Meadow voted for Oprah. Very funny. Meadow and Harrison are so hilarious. I love them so much. Tobin says, what do I want the end goal of the season to be? I don't know. Like, I want to be surprised. That's the biggest thing. I want Ryan to blow us away. I want it to be mind blown. I want it to be like, oh my God, I never saw that coming. And if that means little twists or crazy big twists like Roanoke, whatever, I don't really have in mind exactly what I want to go down because I don't want to be like that, but I just want it to be, I want there to be some element of surprise. Henry says, you think the death of Emma in this episode was to show the death of Scream Queens? Could be. I mean, it was very funny to me. I was surprised some people were like saddened or offended. I mean, obviously Emma didn't die in real life, so I don't know. Wood Dog says, hold on, it just disappeared. There has to be a big twist with Ozzy. He doesn't act like a normal kid, no crying, no real acting scared, etc. That's a really good point. And that, you know, I mean, he's seen some insane things, but I think he was kind of probably involved in the dark web and other things before. Remember, his drawings were kind of, and as I say that, and I know that some of you guys have drawn like horror things when you were a kid. It doesn't mean anyone's a killer or evil or whatever, but you know, I think they're kind of hinting at some other stuff might be going on. You know, he's not the typical kid. Tan actually really loves Winter for some reason. You think she kind of has her own thing going on and isn't as involved with Kai as we think. Like, I really want to hope that about her because she seems really cool, but I'm very skeptical of her and I just don't know. And I don't know what her involvement is exactly with Kai, like what their agreement is with the pinky promise. What, does she owe him something? I don't know. But personally, I think she's hooking up with Ivy, and I think they're just kind of like messing with Allie and accusing her of being the one to do the hookup just to defer, you know, the real truth here is that they're hooking up, because honestly, that is a tactic that often goes on when people are cheating. It's like if you accuse your boyfriend of cheating when you're the cheater, it just takes the heat off of you. So your boyfriend's not going to suspect that you're cheating. Because you think he's cheating. You know what I mean? I know that's like some weird messed up logic, but I definitely think if they're not still hooking up, they did hook up, something went down. You could tell there was something going to go down, you know? Tanya says, now we know Kai killed the city councilman because Harrison needed a place to live since her house was foreclosed. He knows no one would want to live in a house where there was a murder-suicide. Perfect. And we also could assume that since there wasn't a spot open on city council for him to run for, and he made one available. Again, we don't know for sure if he is the one who did the killing or if he did not guilt someone, push someone into killing the city councilman and his wife, which is probably what happened. Tobin says, you think Kai and Winter are brother and sister? Yeah, I think they're brother and sister, but kind of what I was saying is I don't know what kind of agreement they have. Like, just because you're related to someone doesn't mean you have to go along with their shenanigans, and it appears that they have different political views. So, like, why would I, you know, if I knew my brother was involved in some criminal stuff, I don't have a brother, but if I knew my brother was involved in like criminal stuff and shady stuff, like I'm not going to hang out with him or be a part of that or be associated with that, unless maybe he knows some dirt on me. Maybe I did some stuff, he knows about it, he's protecting me, or he, you know, saved me from the police in the past, saved me from dying, so I owe something to him, if you know what I'm saying there. Ralph says Ozzy, not the baby from Murder House, but they're possibly showing us signs that Ozzy might grow up to be a killer. Yeah, I've had a lot of people ask me if he's connected to Murder House, if he's somehow related to Twisty, and I think the math just doesn't add up on all of that stuff, but I do think that they are throwing the hints out there that something is a little off with him, and you know, he may be somebody, I don't know if they're going to time jump in this season, they might, or they may include him as a teen in the future, and have him doing stuff, you know, have him a part of that role, like as far as a killer or something. We'll have to see what they do with him. They could always time jump, we never know. Jillian says you feel like Kai is working for the biggest leader of the cult. That's kind of what I'm thinking, because it's just too obvious, and they've let us kind of know from the beginning that it's like he's the leader, but I probably think he reports to someone else. Fort Walton Beach Girl says, did anyone realize the neighbor and girl with the casket phobia were on Days of Our Lives? I actually have never watched that, so I don't know, but maybe some of you guys recognize. Sawyer said, have I seen the release episode titles? I try not to read those because I don't know. I sometimes think there might be something in it that will give something away. Apparently they get bizarre around episode 6. So you think this is going to be flipped. I think episode 6 was when everything went crazy in Roanoke, right? Wasn't that the twist episode? I'm not going to read them because I want to be surprised, but definitely you guys who are interested should and could, and some of you already have. Excuse me. Short Rest says Gary would be blackmailing the cult to not tell the cops about the kidnapping. yeah, I don't know what his deal is. I mean, obviously he was inappropriate beyond inappropriate with Ivy, but he was kidnapped, and I mean, that is a crime. Now, he did cut his own arm off, so we can't really say that they did that, but, you know, the rest of the stuff, definitely wrong. Jonathan thinks, also think based on previous episodes that Ozzy is Ivy's biological child and not Allie, and the way he pushed Allie aside and saying he wants his mom. So, yeah, a lot of people have guessed that. They also think he kind of looks like the actress. And then some people think he's not either one of their kid, and he's Kai's kid, or maybe he's Kai and Ivy's kid. There's a lot of different thoughts out there. Tayan says, how do I think Evan playing Jim Jones and Charles Manson tie in? So I don't really know about that, and that's a really good question. We also have Lena Dunham coming into the show to play the person who killed Andy Warhol. At this point, we don't understand or have any context as to why we would see any of this play out. But if you remember, like in Murder House, and there may have been instances in other episodes, we had the Charles Manson montage, which I thought was very terrifying in Murder House. And it didn't really fit now that I think about it, but I guess it kind of did. So I don't know if they're just going to have some of that intertwined when they get deeper into the cult stuff, or what they're going to do with that, because are they going to have Evan playing multiple roles in one season, or is Evan's character going to be dead, therefore can play someone? I mean, it doesn't really matter because Charles Manson is from the past, so it's not like an issue with one person playing two roles in present day. But I don't know. I mean, what do you guys think about that? I think that's a good question, and that's one that we've kind of talked about before, and we don't know. I don't think anyone really knows where they're going with that or how they're going to fit that in. And plus, like, Frances Conroy is going to be on this season, and I don't know how big of a role she has or what she's going to be doing because we haven't seen her yet. Toby still doesn't understand what's with the bees. If you follow them on social media, they are still, like, hardcore pushing this bee theme, the hive theme, and we barely get any of that in these first four episodes. But we did know that Harrison was a beekeeper, which is kind of bizarre now, knowing that he worked at the gym and he never talked about bees, but maybe he was interested in bees before, or maybe not. Maybe that's part of his transformation. So what is going on with the bees? And they have to be playing a bigger role, and what is that? Because the promos were really big on pushing the bees before this started. Social media is still pushing the bees every week, and I know sometimes the promos for the show, especially before the season starts, are a little misleading, but I definitely think that was a good question, and there has to be more to it. Sabrina says the episode title clues you in on how they might incorporate the big bad historical cult leaders, titles like Drink the Kool-Aid and Charles Manson in charge. That's super funny. Super awful to laugh at because that's some terrible stuff that went down in the Jim Jones Kool-Aid stuff. Allie says, what if Kai isn't even human? Maybe some kind of ghost. That's not a bad thought. I mean, he could be Charles Manson reincarnated. I have no idea. Actually, no, though. Charles Manson's still alive. He could be some other terrible cult leader reincarnated. I don't know. Wit Dog really wants Frances Conroy to be the leader. She would be called Queen Bee. I've definitely seen a lot of people hoping for that, and I think that would be so cool. She's cool, and I would love to see that. Kenny hopes there's no supernatural paranormal element this season. Right, and they've had that involved in other seasons, and I kind of get bored with that. I'm not a big fan of the paranormal anyway, unless it's done really well. And I think it's hard to do really well. Ralph says Dr. Rudy also works out at the gym, so there's the Kai and Harrison connection. I totally forgot. Well, actually, was that mentioned last night, or did we see him at the gym, or did I miss that? Tobin has a slight obsession with the Jonestown cult. It's scary. I mean, it's scary. It's very scary stuff. Charles Manson actually was like targeting sorority people. I'm pretty sure it was like the sorority that I was actually in, Chi Omega, so that's always been weird. And they're all creepy. It's just creepy to me how someone can convince people, and this is kind of what's going on in the show, to do terrible, horrible things either to other people or to themselves or to kill themselves in the name of this organization. You know, they are fascinating, as Kenny is saying. They are, because it's just like, how see me as in Kaio, yay, that's awesome. It's like, how do you mess with people so much? Do you have to be, I feel like you have to be in a certain mental state to get mixed in with that kind of stuff, because look at Harrison. I mean, his life was falling apart, his house was being foreclosed, he was going to lose his job. Fort Walton says, oh, is it Ted Bundy? Yes, you're right. Fort Walton says it was Ted. I want to call him Marilyn Manson, and it's not, obviously. Charles Manson was doing, like, the famous people. Like, he killed some famous people, like the LA killings. You're right. It's Ted Bundy. Ted Bundy was, like, a good-looking guy, though. I don't even know. I don't think he's still alive, but he might be. I don't know. Ralph says, Dr. Rudy told this to Allie in the first episode when she said he looked great. Okay, so there's our connection. So he works out at the gym. So we know he's involved. There's just no way around it. Marilyn Manson is great too. Yeah, no, actually, I actually met him sort of in Los Angeles a few years ago. And he seemed like super normal, and I used to really be into Marilyn Manson. I've read his autobiography, which is actually quite disturbing, but I enjoyed his music. I feel like he hasn't had anything out for a while, but anyway. Kenny says Charles Manson killed Roman Polanski's pregnant wife. That's right. That's terrible. Terrible. Alyssa says you think the bees have to be a clue towards who runs the cult, maybe the killer queen. It could point towards the leader being a woman. Allie, good twist. Yes. Which maybe doesn't remember. I think so. Very good stuff. Jonathan says Allie and Kai will fall in love in the leader and follower type of way. Right, because we know they wouldn't probably fall in love in the other sense. Ryan said that Kai and Allie will have a love story for the ages. So that's really interesting. And unless, I mean, she could be the queen bee because that would be such a twist, right? Yeah, I met him sort of. Like, I was very close to him, like close enough to touch him. I was at the Scream premiere, Scream 3 maybe, the movie, and he was there just to see the movie, and he just seemed like a super normal, cool guy, and he was super tall. Marilyn Manson. I need to do my video about rude celebrities, and he's not one of them, but I know some people have asked, and I kind of feel bad about doing it, because sometimes I think maybe they were just having a bad day or something, but then again, I don't know, because I mean, I'm pretty nice. I don't really give people a reason to be rude, but maybe they're just having a bad day. I don't know. Sharon Tate murders. Yes, so that was probably Polanski's wife. That's terrible. It's all terrible. Queen Bee is catching on, yes. I'm getting like bee emojis and everything. A. Charles is here, right? Okay. PLL flashback. Yeah, actually there's a video floating around on YouTube with me at the Scream 3 premiere. Pop Sugar, I think it's, if you do like Pop Sugar Scream 3 premiere or something, maybe my name, you'll find it. Hi, Redix. Thank you so much for being here. New commenter. Yeah, you know what? I've always thought about this because there's a lot of people I watch on YouTube, and I've literally never commented. And like a couple days ago, I commented on one of their videos, and they commented back, and they're like very popular, so it was weird. And I was just like telling them I'd never commented before. But I'm gonna say that like sometime. Well, actually, if you're watching this video, if you're watching me live or later and you've never said hello, but you've watched me a lot, say hello. Just do it, because it's like, I watch so many people and I never have said a thing, and I feel like I know them personally, and it's like, they have no idea I'm out there. They probably don't care. Who else is rude? I can't give you all the dirt because then you won't watch my video. I think you'll be surprised by some, because the people that have been rude were like people I really liked, and now I'm just done with them. Marilyn Manson, I think he had some like eyeliner on and stuff, but no, I was surprised by like how totally normal he was. You know, he kind of looked like you would expect, but not like crazy. Like, I don't think he had like white paint on or anything like that. But no, it was weird. He was talking to like Hayden Panettiere or something. He was like joking with her. I don't know how to say her last name. And it was just such a normal interaction, and I was just like blown away. Dan the Man, hi. Thank you so much for saying hello. I think that's a new name here. You found my video. Oh, Scream 4. It was Scream 4. Okay. You might enjoy it. And there's a spoiler, because one of the people in that video that I interviewed is on my rude celebrity list. So see if you can figure it out. Kenny found it too. Yeah, it was a couple of years ago. I had like, well, actually these people at this thing, they cut my hair and like dyed it really dark, but it was very fun. I had a really, really good time. Who do I think are the clowns? Asked Sawyer. I think everyone that we know of, and I don't know who else could be, because basically everyone involved in the show so far is one. I think literally everyone we think suspicious are, but you know, I think there's more to it than that. Ralph saw Marilyn Manson before he was big. He opened for 9 Inch Nails. That's cool. I used to really like 9 Inch Nails too. Trent Reznor is actually a big deal and works for Apple now. Not that he wasn't a big deal, but that's very interesting. Very cool. I don't know if I would be kind of scared to be at a Marilyn Manson concert, or if he's even still like touring, but I don't know. Fort Walton Beach Girl says, your mom sees Carrie Underwood walking in her neighborhood and she is not nice. Okay, that's funny. I've never met her, but I've always kind of wondered if she seems kind of fake nice to me. And I have a friend who always says, like, I bet she's not nice. She just doesn't seem nice. And I'm like, well, I don't know, but it's funny to hear that, you know. Short Rest says, Gary obviously ignored Allie's hysteria in his store. Well, you could tell by that point Gary was somehow in on everything that was going on with the clowns and everything, because the clowns came and attacked her, like, right after. No, I don't look like a headbanger, right? I like all kinds of different music. Yeah, so you'd be surprised. Marilyn Manson still tours. Okay. Isn't it funny how we've devoted a lot of this chat to Marilyn Manson? You'd be scared at a Marilyn Manson concert, says Sawyer. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, Gary's a terrible person, right? I cannot stand Gary. So I wasn't sad that he cut off his own arm, but it was like... Kitty says, you know, Emma Roberts basically plays herself in American Horror Story and Scream. Yeah, I mean, Scream Queens. Well, I'm saying is she just one person? Like, can she not act another way? It's kind of getting old. Like, she's the same person in all of these shows. Like, I wish they would just make her be someone else for once. Like, make her, like, super ugly or something. Like, make her, like, someone that no one likes. I don't know. Why is she always, like, the popular girl that everyone hates? Like, make her, like, you know what I mean? Like, the people that people bully, or, like, a person who someone bullies or something. I don't know. It is funny they made Gary into a rabid Trump voter. It is so funny. I didn't see Freak Show, and apparently everyone was like, when I said last night, like, they never kill her off or whatever, everyone was like, well, what are you talking about? Because I didn't watch Freak Show. I know, I should have, I guess. I just started watching it, and I couldn't deal with it, and I just thought it was so weird, and I just didn't watch it. I don't know. But anyway. Oh, that was a really good movie. Tobin says the film where she was in the movie about the phone or whatever. It was with, like, what is his name? James Franco's brother. It was really good. I think she acted kind of normal, but she was still, like, the pretty popular girl. I don't know. Hi, Kelly. Thank you so much for being here. Alyssa never finished Freak Show either. I just could not with it. But I know a lot of people liked it. I don't know. People said I need to go back and finish it. I know. Reddick says the first time you watched it, you hated Freak Show, but the second time you appreciated it. Ralph says Undertaker, the wrestler, and Warren Sapp are turds, grumpy guys. Who is Warren Sapp? I feel like, oh, football player. Okay. Nerve was that movie. Yes. Yeah, I really didn't like Freak Show, but that doesn't mean, I didn't finish it, so I don't know. But maybe a lot of people liked it, so I don't, you know. It's weird, though, because some of the seasons I've watched and thought were okay, people freaking hate it. You know, we all think differently, but, you didn't watch Hotel. I didn't watch all of Hotel. I skipped around. Like, I know what happened, but I had some issues with it. I really do like Lady Gaga, but I don't know. I wasn't really down for that either. And I honestly, after that season, I was thinking about not watching it, but I never had covered it on my channel or anything. And a lot of you guys were asking for me to cover Roanoke. And I was like, oh, I don't know. And I started watching it, and I was like, honestly, I thought it was pretty boring. But for me, it got better. But every time I say that, everyone was like, I hated it. The B in LGBT says Hotel was the worst season. Yeah, I don't know. I get mixed. I get people like, you need to go back and watch that one too. It's weird. I think I've told you guys this. My parents watched American Horror Story, and they loved the Hotel season. And they kept being like, you have to love it. And I'm like, no, they loved it though. And it's like, so bizarre. I do miss Lady Gaga. I don't know. I think she's having some issues right now, right? Did she like cancel her tour or something? I feel like that. Ralph says Evan Peters and Sarah Paulson were fantastic in Freak Show. So somebody commented on my video today that they met both Emma and Evan, which I think they're still dating, but they've had a lot of drama because I believe she like bit him or something crazy. But anyway, they met them at like LAX airport in Los Angeles, and that they were super rude. So I'm not surprised to hear that about Emma, but it bothers me about Evan, because I just think he's really talented. Like, I think he's a lot more talented than Emma, and it just makes me sad that he's like a jerk too. But I guess if he's dating her, you know, the company that you keep, I don't know. Oh, they're engaged again. They've had a lot of drama. I don't know. Yeah, I knew stuff was going down with Lady Gaga Sawyer. She's in the hospital. Yeah, so that's That's sad. She does have a I have not watched the Lady Gaga documentary. I need to do that. I need to do that. Yeah, Kenny, I mean, here's the thing. If someone bites me and trying to hurt me, you know, like, and I have to, like, call the police, that's enough for me. Like, we're done. We're not coming back. We're not getting together. We are never, ever getting back together, as Taylor Swift would say, you know. Regina says, your least favorite American Horror Story season is Coven. Oh, really? That is weird. I mean, not weird. I mean, you know, we all have our opinions, but it's like everyone loves Coven. That's one of my favorites. But you loved Roanoke. I did like Roanoke, and of course, still for me, probably Murder House is the first thing that got me into everything. I loved it. Ralph says, bit him, she beat him up and got arrested. Right. I mean, I don't think he enjoyed it. Like, he called the police. Tobin, I don't think he enjoyed it. I mean, it's weird, right? And it's just like, it's weird because they keep working together. So, like, I hope they're getting along, because wouldn't that be so, I think it would be so weird if I had to call the police on someone who bit me and then we had to work together, but I guess they're still together, so whatever. I would be like, I can't work with this person. I mean, American Horror Story does not need Emma in any, they don't need her, they need Evan. They need Evan to survive. No, I did not watch The People versus OJ. The funny thing is about Emma, though, is that I do kind of like her, and I do kind of enjoy seeing her in these shows, but I just know that she's probably the terrible person she plays on these shows. I just know. Yeah, I thought Coven was really good, and it was so, like, it kind of had, like, definitely, like, a Scream Queens vibe, and it was a way for Ryan to show off all his, comedy again, and I kind of feel like this one, in a way, is like Coven, because Ryan can be super, like, he's just so sarcastic, and he's very good with, like, the quick comedy and stuff that alludes to popular things. Like, if you're in with the time, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just very timely. Oh, I will say from the Scream, when I went to the premiere, the nicest person that I met, which was surprising because I wasn't really, like, a huge fan of his, but the nicest celebrity that I met was Seth Green. He was so genuinely nice and sweet, and his girlfriend, I don't know, maybe I think it's a wife now at the time, was also very nice. I don't think she's famous, but he was just so down to earth and so incredibly nice, and I have all the respect in the world for him. He was just so nice. I also think Sarah Paulson's great. I think she's just super, 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 super talented. Yes, I need to watch this OJ show. I definitely do. I mean, it won, like, all the awards last year. Alyssa's looking forward to the Murder House Coven mix-up, mash-up. I don't know if that's still happening, because I hope it is. I really do. I was actually in a movie that was, I think you can watch it on Netflix. And I played a news person, like a news anchor, not like Beverly. I can't even think of the name of it now. Gosh, I knew you guys would ask me. For some reason, someone made a, whatever you call it, IMDb. I swear to you, I did not make it, but there's like an IMDb about me, and that movie is on there. Maybe you can find it. And the movie, honestly, is really not good. And it was just the people who are in it, and they're friends of mine. And it was actually on Sci-Fi one day. I'm telling you, it's not good. It's like a sci-fi movie. And I can't think of the name of it. But if you Google IMDb with my name, you'll find it. And I have a, like a small anchor role part, but I don't really suggest you watch it because it's not very good, but I'm pretty sure you can find it on Netflix, or you can, probably. I remember, I know, like, you can buy, I bought the DVD for my parents as a joke. I found it, like, at Walmart, so. The title is very similar to a Leonardo DiCaprio movie that was, like, about kind of, like, time travel, so I always would get it mixed up and tell people it was that movie when it definitely wasn't. I definitely was not in the Leonardo DiCaprio movie. Wit Dog says, get woke. Really super, super, super funny line from what's her name? Winter. Hold on, I'm going to try to Google this and find it because I can't remember. It's driving me crazy. Guys, this movie's really not good, though. I'm just going to try to Google myself. Interception. I found it. It's called Interception, which I think is kind of like, isn't there a movie called Inception that's like Leonardo DiCaprio? I kept telling people about it. Hold on. If you go to the second Kelly Wilson IMDb, it talks about me being an Interception. Not the director. But actually, yes, I have a degree in communication, so I do a lot of that type of work, like commercials, things like that, mostly local stuff. I used to work, actually used to be Beverly. I used to work in the news. You know, that's what I did. But no, it was not an Inception. But yeah, I actually started working when I was 17, like in the news, because they let me be on while I was, it was kind of like an internship, but then they needed someone and they hired me. So maybe that's a video for another day. But Interception's bad. I'm so sorry. But I do know, like, the person who's the lead actor, and he's very nice. No, I'm not married. I don't have kids. I do have a boyfriend. But that's okay. You can ask me. Steve says you view it as a commentary about how the third party is often against the other two parties. Oh, gosh. We're back actually talking about this show. We've gotten so far away from this show. I'll have to get us back on track. But let me know if you want some videos about... I'm a Virgo. Let me know if you want videos about me being in the news in the past and things like that. But yeah, I don't even know. Like, it was a long time ago, and I probably look really awful on it. I don't know. This Interception movie, I haven't seen it in such a long time. Yeah, I want to start doing travel vlogs. I really do, because you guys have asked me to do that. I did not watch Feud, no. But I can feel it now. Like, people are going to watch this thinking I'm talking about, you know, how to, whatever the show is, American Horror Story, and they're going to be like, oh my God, it's all about Marilyn Manson and the news and Leonardo DiCaprio. The Perfectionist, people have begged me to watch the pilot, and I will watch the pilot, but I can't promise anything beyond that. So yes, I do need to do just a regular chat. I've asked people for me, you know, people have asked me to do that. I do need to do that. I have a lot of crazy. The weird thing is I've seen and done a lot of really insane things in my life, and I don't know how that happens, but the weirdest things have happened to me. Just weird situations, things that should be normal situations, and things just go wrong, and then I have just all these weird stories, and sometimes I can't even remember them until we get on that topic. Yeah, I'm not surprised that Feud would be good, because Jessica is really, really good. Regina. Charmed Original says Roberts began dating actor Evan. I think we've copied this from something. Evan Peters in 2012 when they worked on the film Adult World. I haven't seen that. In July 2013 in Montreal, someone overheard a dispute. Not shocking. I don't know if that was the biting incident or what. But, yep. Yeah. Slasher, I know you keep asking me to watch that. Is that on Netflix? Hopefully. If it's, like, hard for me to watch, I'll probably never watch it, because I keep spending money on iTunes when I know there's, like, free sites, when I'm so afraid of, like, viruses and such. Yeah, Emma totally bit him. Definitely, Kenny. Definitely. Yes! Okay, Tay-Ann's bringing up a really good point that is actually on topic. So Meta was doing artwork, and Kai was like, oh my God, you're such a great artist. And she was totally drawing, like, the clown masks, people. She must be the one who designed those masks. So I definitely think she's out there doing the killings. But I don't know why she's, like, so, like, how ridiculous that they killed that girl last week that had, like, the coffin fear. Kind of ridiculous. I can't believe that movie's on Netflix. I thought it was, but... Oh, Slasher's on Netflix. Okay, very good. But anyway, this is so crazy. I've never watched Star Trek. Like, I'm aware of it, Tobin, but I've never really gotten into it. But I did see, like, one of the new incarnations of it, and I was so shocked. Like, someone drug it to me, and it was, like, so good. But I don't think I've watched any more past that. I don't know, but I was like, that is so good. The smiley face, I mean, I was thinking it probably wasn't Kylie, but we saw him making it last night. So I'm like, oh my God, there's nothing to be hidden in this show. There's no surprises. I know there will be, but so far it was like everything that we thought on the surface is there, you know? Atypical is about a boy with autism who wants to get a girlfriend. That sounds nice. Okay, I've not heard of that. I was actually bored, like, this past weekend. I was, like, tweeting, can you help me find something to watch? And I really did not want to watch, like, killers or zombies. I don't really like zombies, but anything like that. And people gave me some good suggestions, but actually I had seen, like, all of them. So if you guys want to comment or tweet something that is, like, maybe, like, if you've seen the show Younger, like, something along those lines, like a romantic comedy, like, where there's no murder mystery or no killers, you know. Sometimes, just for me, like, not to do videos on, I just like to chill and watch something before bed that's not, like, insane, you know. So, if you have any ideas, let me know. A lot of the stuff I've actually already seen, because I guess I seek out all those types of shows. But yes, I will try to find Slasher. It's on Netflix, so that's very helpful to me. The smiley face's nose is the mark Gary used to mark his voter's card. I didn't even catch that, Kylie. That's good. Joy, is that a movie? Oh, Joy is a movie. I've seen parts of it. I like Jennifer Lawrence is actually from my state, which is Kentucky. So she's like from an hour from me, but I don't know her. Okay, I think we need to wrap it up. I apologize for any of you who were just here for American Horror Story and you probably are like really mad or you already left or whatever. But it was fun just kind of talking about whatever because I enjoyed it. But anyway, I also enjoy talking about American Horror Story. This is so fun. We're going to do this every week at 4 p.m. Eastern right here Tuesdays. Also, for those of you who watch How to Get Away with Murder, I plan on doing the reaction style type video until they kick me off for doing that. There's been some interesting stuff going down with that with other people lately. Doing reaction videos of any kind. So we'll see if I can do that. I want to do that because it's the premiere, so I will have that up late Thursday night if you watch that show. And then I will be doing 4 o'clock Eastern Friday chats for How to Get Away with Murder. But if you follow me on Twitter, I will, you know, give you all that information. That's the best way to keep up with me. But I know everyone doesn't have Twitter, so that's why I say it here as well. But I'm excited for How to Get Away with Murder. And I'm also doing This Is Us. I uploaded my video about the premiere today, but I'll probably just be doing straight up videos on that since it's on the same night as American Horror Story, and there's just so much going on right now. Also, Mr. Mercedes is so good. It's on again tonight. If you have a way to watch it, please do. It's so good. It's more like an American Horror Story. It's excellent, excellent. I feel like no one knows about it. It's so good. No one watches my videos on it. I don't care because it's great and I have to get the word out, but please watch. Anyway, I hope you guys are having a great week and I will probably see you tomorrow definitely with a new video. Bye.